Hi everyone, this is Debono of the Fortune Teller Shop. I'm just looking up some posts in the Tarot group. I saw an interesting one before by somebody, and she said that she asked four different card readers the same question about getting a job, and apparently the four card readers all told her that she would get a job, a particular job, and she even did a reading for herself about the same question, but apparently she didn't get the job. So she asked, why is that the case? So I'm going to talk a little bit about that. I can't find the post right now, but that's the gist of the question. So first of all, I would want to see what the cards were for the question. Like if she said that she asked four different readers and they all said that she would get the job, I would first of all want to see what cards made them say yes, that she would get the job. That's the first thing. So she asked four different readers, will she get the job? And she claims that they all said that she would. My first thing would be, I want to see what the spreads were and what the cards were in order for me to agree or disagree with what these readers said. Secondly, I want to ask, did she ask these readers that were on TikTok, or were they professional readers? Were there readers that she actually went to in person, or were they on Facebook or TikTok? I don't know. The other thing I would ask her is, why is she asking four different readers the same question? Now, if you're asking the cards, four different people, the same question, that represents to me that you are not trusting the answer. So how I would think of it is, if you had a best friend who asked you for advice and you gave your heartfelt advice to your best friend, and then your best friend went away and rang or spoke to another friend and asked them for their advice for the same thing, and then another friend, and then another friend. First of all, would you feel like your advice was valid? Why is your friend asking you advice and then asking other people the same thing? So why would your friend ask you for advice and then go and ask four other people the same advice? Wouldn't that cheapen your advice? And how would you react if your friend kept doing that to you? So if I have a friend, let's just say a friend of mine asks me for advice and then goes and asks four other people for the same advice, I think by the second time I'd be like, well, why don't you ask these other people? You don't obviously want to listen to what I have to say, so why ask me, right? So my answer would be, why are you asking four different people to give you a reading about the same question? It just sounds like you don't trust the cards. One of the reasons that I don't do free readings usually anymore is because I remember when I was first starting out as a tarot reader, one of my best friends rang me up one day, and he was having a lot of problems with his relationship. And I was on the phone with him, and I did a reading for him, and we were talking for about an hour, okay? And I didn't mind giving my time because it was my friend, and I was helping, and I was hoping to help him, and he was stressed out, and I was giving him some kind of constructive advice and reading the cards for him and all that. The next day, when I got off the phone with him, he said thank you, and it was late, so we went to sleep. The next day, he called me in the afternoon, and he said to me, Paris, you're really good, you're a really good reader. And I was like, oh, thank you so much, it's so sweet of you, that's nice of you, thanks for the acknowledgement. He said, well, actually, the reason I say that is because, he said, after I got off the phone with you yesterday, I went to get a professional reading, right, from a professional reader who he paid for. And he said that this reader, said exactly what I said, or pretty much the same as what I said. So he was validating that I was a good reader. Okay, so let me recap what I just said. He rang me up, I did him a free reading, right? I spent an hour and more talking to him, right, and doing a reading for him about his problems. He then the next day went to another reader and probably paid her very well for probably 20 minutes of her time, right, or half an hour. And she basically reiterated what I had previously told him. So then I felt kind of like, well, why did I waste a whole hour with you for free if you're going to go and pay someone to tell you what I just told you? So in that moment, I never did another free reading, because that was showing me that people were not, he and others were not respecting me as a reader. They were happy, he was happy to use up my time. I remember it was nighttime. I remember I was pretty tired because I was probably working that day as well. And I remember we stayed on the phone for an hour plus. And I did that out of the kindness of my own friendship for him, you know, and I cared for him as well. But then have him tell me that he went to someone else the next day and paid them. I don't know, I just felt like, why are you using me then? I felt used. Like I was entertainment. I was like the warm-up act for the real reader. And that moment on, I just said no more. I said, if you want a reading, I said, you can pay me. I used to say to him, you can pay me half price because you're my friend and I know the situation, but it's not for free anymore, okay? Got a question here. Sue, I had that happen with a woman and I just stopped giving advice after a while. Yeah, so if you're going to ask the cards a question and then you're going to ask them again the same question, or ask somebody else the same question and then ask again and then again and again, why would the cards want to talk to you? They will stop talking to you. They'll just throw you random cards that don't make any sense. So yeah, so that's kind of the lesson that I wanted to put forward. Okay, so that's enough. If you want to talk about tarot or other things, I'm happy to do that. And I have Gypsyanna, my soulmate and twin flame here, and I think I might put her on for a bit of a. She does do free readings. Okay, so you can ask Gypsyanna a question about your love life or your career or whatever you want to ask. Okay. So feel free to ask Gypsyanna. She's quite willing and ready to do a reading. In fact, I'll just call her over. So Gypsyanna, they want to talk to you. Okay.
Hello there. Hello, all you horrid people. Now, I think that you should ask the tarot cards 4 times. I totally disagree with my soulmate. I feel like he's quite wrong on this topic. I think you should ask the cards at least 10 times, in fact. Just keep asking until you're totally confused. And then when you're totally confused, pull out some clarifier cards, preferably about 10 of those as well. Gotta go now, bye.
Oh. Totally disagree with her advice. I'll speak to you guys next time, okay? This is Debono of the Fortune Teller Shop. So see you later, guys.